and out with Professor Yalman at Radio TED U, Ankara studios at TED University. I have with the TED U sweatshirt a gentleman from the Osimhen land. Osimhen, Galatasaray. Yes, he's from the Osimhen land, also JJ Okocha land, and he's from Nigeria. We have Nuhu Imam Usman. Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, should I call you Nuhu or Imam? Which name is like, because it's such a poetic Nigerian name,
Yeah, the Nuhu will be better.
Okay, Nuhu.
Yes.
All right. You wrote to me about something for an internship, actually, and then we were discussing the day yesterday, actually, and then all of a sudden I said, why don't we do a program with you? Your life story seems to be very interesting, because this guy said to me he's one of the 20. So he has 20 brothers and sisters back in Nigeria or wherever they are. No, okay, bring us up to date. What are you doing? Are you studying here, or when was the first time you landed in Turkey? What were you doing in Nigeria? Why Turkey? I'm going to ask you about your childhood later, but
Okay.
I just want to know, how the hell did you get to Turkey?
Well, I have 3 brothers that studied in Turkey, actually. One Istanbul, the other was Izmir, and the one in Ankara. The third one studied in Ankara. So the other 2 went back to Nigeria, but the one in Ankara decided to stay over here and get something going for himself. So because they have experience with Turkey, and then he suggested it, we came here to study. So that's how I ended up coming here. Because of my brother.
So it was in the family, coming to Turkey.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So what sort of a childhood did you have? Not a lot of people know Nigeria. I haven't been to Nigeria. I have been to Africa, but not to Nigeria myself. So the first time I was sort of very fond of Nigeria was when Nigeria was playing Argentina in 1994 World Cup USA. And so I was watching them live, and everybody was voting for Argentina. I was going for Nigeria. So, I felt this blood thing,
The better team.
But let us know about Nigeria. What sort of a country is Nigeria? What was your childhood like? Is it a happy place?
Yes, it is a happy place, actually. When not you actually, but when your parents figure out the system and what will work for you, then it's actually a good place. I had a very nice childhood, if you would say. I was in part of the lower class.
Okay.
My dad kind of paved the way for everything, so I was part of those that actually had a nice one. So Nigeria is strict on religion, actually. So I grew up a Muslim because my grandparents are all Muslim. So the discipline system in Nigeria, though, is nothing compared to outside Africa. They engrave things into your head that shapes you for the future. While growing up, you don't have really much options of saying you want to be a sportsman, because African parents, Nigerian parents to be precise, want you to get something that is more secure for you, something that you use your head, and just something that will be better for you in the future, like studying.
But somehow you guys are drawn to sports as well, right? Somehow, I don't know whether it is in the blood or genes.
Well, it can be said that it's part of the genes, but then mostly people see the lifestyle footballers live, and then since they're athletic, so people want to lean towards that. But then the sports culture in Nigeria is much. But for the top officials, they don't really give you much of a chance unless someone knows someone.
So, then I would assume that the education system is very firm and solid, right?
Yes, it
so that, it's sort of a big stepping point for you guys to sort of, go into life in a more secure way, that you have in your backpack a good level of education.
Yes. The university, there's a university in Zaria that's in the north, Ahmadu Bello University. The students over there even go to China for competitions, and they come out on top sometimes. We have top universities, but the kind of system of teaching is the pen and paper system.
I
So
see.
they make you know stuff so that if you go outside, nothing will be difficult for you.
So was it easy for you to study in TED University after coming from Nigeria? Is it an easier system here, or how would you compare it?
Well, in comparison, the university system, some universities match TED, like the Ahmadu Bello University I mentioned, but the grading system and the teaching technique, it's totally different, because in the high school they take stuff slowly and easily, but when you get to university, that's when you start the main thing. While here in Turkey, they go far in high school and then just pick up where they stopped in university. So it was kind of not easy to transition from that system to this system, but it wasn't so hard to adapt to it.
I see. Did you have in your life any, like everybody does, but I'm curious about yours. Did you have any sort of in life crossroads where you had to sort of make a choice and your life changed totally? Did you have to sort of take a decision as such?
Yes. Initially, I wanted to be part of the army, the Nigerian army.
Okay.
So that was what my mind was fixated on. But I tried, and then I wasted like 3 years trying, and my education time was just moving. So it was more than a gap year. So I sat down with my family and I asked them for advice. What do they think? Should I try it again, or should I just go and study and try it after? So I got their opinion on it and I decided to study.
Oh,
That was
okay.
one of
That
the
was so. How was it coming into Turkey? Did you feel welcome here, or was it difficult for you here as a foreign student?
Yes, the visa process was actually not smooth because I got rejected the first time,
Oh, you
and
did?
they don't tell you why they reject you, and you
see.
can't apply until after 6 months. So I missed my first semester because of this. But after getting the visa, I came here. The people in Ankara are different from the people in Istanbul. The people in Ankara were more welcoming to me. But then in certain parts, if you don't know Turkish, then there's nothing for you there. Nobody will even try to listen to you. But in the majority of parts, people are actually nice and welcoming. They wanted to know, because the moment I mention I'm Nigerian, everybody starts mentioning the Nigerian footballers they know. Osimhen,
Like me.
JJ Okocha. Yeah, that was it.
Well, did you have a chance to meet Osimhen or JJ Okocha or these guys?
No, I only met Henry.
Henry. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Did you have an interest in football yourself?
Yes, I did.
You did.
Yes, I did.
All right, okay.
I was part of my high school football team. I
see.
played basketball also. But when I came here and I noticed the height difference was too much, so I just decided to stick to football. And I tried out for the school team and I got accepted.
So what are you studying here in TED
Software
University?
engineering.
Software engineering. So and
Yes.
what are your plans for the future? What are you going to do? The Nigerian guru of software engineering, or are you?
Well, the plan is for me to use the knowledge I gained over here to go back to Nigeria and try to make a difference in the software field, because there are a lot of tech guys in Nigeria. Many people may not know, but there are a lot of tech guys there. So I want to rub minds with them to make a difference.
Oh, that's very, very cool. Yes, that's very good. So did you, when you came over here, did you leave any love story behind, or do we have a different love story over here?
No, there's no love story over
No?
here. I would say it's back home.
It's back home,
Yes.
waiting for you, or heartbreak?
No heartbreak.
Oh, okay.
No heartbreak for now. It's just the studies.
Studies.
So
okay.
after the studies, then we focus on that one.
Ah, that's good. All right, you're taking it one at a time. That's
Yes.
very, very nice. So tell me, I want to know, from the perspective, the way you grew up, in a very crowded family.
Mhm.
Does this give you another level of security, having relatives very close by, or or is it a headache in terms of competition?
No, the age gap wasn't really close
Okay.
between everyone. It wasn't really close, so there was no competition. And then it's kind of an advantage having that many people, because if you need something, like maybe a life coach, maybe financial aid, for those that are older, you go to them for help. You don't need to go to the parents directly for everything. So it's kind of a good thing to me, actually.
Is it common that we have big families in Nigeria?
Yeah, it's
And-
actually very common.
Yeah,
in
and do you guys
Nigeria.
live together, or?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
under
cool.
the same roof, unlike outside Africa that people at 18 decide to move out, but in Africa you see people staying with their parents up until they get something going for themselves or they get married. That's when they move out.
See, like when we talk about Europe, Europe has its sort of commonalities and descriptions of countries. You know, when you talk about France, France is this, Netherlands is this, UK is this, and then Portugal is this. And when we talk about Africa, okay, we tend to sort of neglect the differences of countries. So how would you sort of put Nigeria in the realm of Africa? You know, what sort of country is Nigeria when you compare Nigeria to the other African countries? Is it a smooth country? Is it a hard-working country? Is it a I don't know, like, what are certain characteristics of Nigeria which would sort of, from your perspective, of course, which would sort of make a difference between Nigeria and the rest of Africa?
Well, in terms of hard work, anywhere you see a Nigerian, you can pinpoint as a Nigerian because he or she wants to stand out and be more successful than anyone. They have the fighting spirit. In terms of hardship, there is some hardship because of some government stuff, which is very common everywhere. But then it's either you work hard or you stay home because nobody will tell you this is for you, this is for you. So they have that mentality of nobody will do it for you if you don't do it for yourself.
Okay. And are you guys patriotic in Nigeria, or?
Well, in recent years, the youth aren't really so patriotic, but people before that, they're actually patriotic.
I see. All right. Very, very nice. And like software engineering, it sort of, I would be appreciating your views on where this thing is going, because more and more we see artificial intelligence stealing your jobs.
Yes.
So studying software engineering, isn't that going to be an obsolete thing soon, or do you have a different idea?
Well, AI is doing a lot of things. Like, it's very obvious that it's putting software engineers out of work.
Yeah.
It's doing everything software engineers are doing. But you still need software engineers to develop and debug some certain things a computer can't do. Because computers can't create something that's not in existence, but people can. So you still need human beings to do it. But the job market is kind of getting slimmer for software engineers.
So how do you protect yourself? How you yourself as Nuhu, what is the difference that you're going to bring to the table? Because when I sort of have a glimpse even a glimpse at artificial intelligence, AI, the way it's doing coding and the way it's sort of building structures, you can even have a CEO from the artificial intelligence world if you educate it properly for your business. So especially for small businesses. So how is Nuhu sort of taking advantage of this or protecting himself?
Well, the thing with software is it's not only artificial intelligence. You also have things like cybersecurity, which in terms of cybersecurity, you need human beings to be fully confident in what you're doing. Like, for example, TikTok now is having a problem with people sending messages and videos because they put AI in charge of that, so it's flagging almost everything as a community guideline. So in terms of that, you need humans also, because humans can differentiate something malicious from jokes and just things like that. So you actually do need humans for that. But in terms of me, what I'm trying to do to protect myself is kind of be on both sides, learning cybersecurity and then doing the AI. So when AI turns out to be fully run by AI, I can lean towards cybersecurity.
Is every code breakable? Talking about cybersecurity.
Yes.
Yeah?
Every code is breakable. You just need the right experience and skill. Every code is breakable.
And is it true that, people say that, your phone is listening to you even though you're not talking to anybody, or your camera, they can use your camera and then sort of see you, whatever. Is that all true?
Yes, it's actually true. Even for a non-software engineer, like a not cybersecurity person, there's stuff on Google, you can actually just go there and access different webcams from everywhere. So you don't need much experience for that, actually.
So my phone is listening to whatever I do.
Well, I can say yes.
Okay, let's say the phone is listening to whatever I do. Who's listening?
Well, obviously there are other people working behind the scenes that we don't see, that run stuff on the servers. Those people, I think
So
those
if
people are
I
the
were
ones that
to
listen.
see, right now I'm a professor, so I don't think they don't care that much. But if one day I want to run for president or something like that, they can sort of bring everything up. So do they record all this?
Yes, the telecommunication company actually keep record of this, but
Everything.
They can't, yeah,
Oh
but
my God.
they can't just disperse it out and give it like that. Some need a court warrant to actually do it, so you're kind of safe.
Yeah.
But some things have end-to-end encryptions, so you're safe.
Yeah, cybersecurity and all these private invasions, I would say. What is your opinion about since this conflict is going on between Iran and U.S. and all of a sudden living in a multi-dimensional world and multinationalism is, taking place more and more due to social media. People are coming closer, but then they're trying to sort of put us apart, whatever. How do you look at it from a perspective of a person who grew up in Nigeria? What's going on?
Well, in terms of politics, my knowledge isn't so wide, but if you ask me, it's just
You, yeah, just Nuhu.
From my own point of view, I think they're trying to divide some places to conquer them. Because when two places, let's say two countries are one, you can't really infiltrate them without having help from one side. So in order to divide people, you need to start conflicts.
And so, yeah, that's what they're trying to do. But how does that influence or affect you?
It affects really everyone because the food prices, oil prices, everything keeps rising. The inflation rate is going crazy right now in every place, be it you're directly affected by the war like Iran is, or someone like Sudan, Algeria that are not part of it, but they need certain stuff from other parts of the world. So in terms of that conflict, people suffer because of food shortage, oil prices. Some people have the means, but some don't.
If you were not to live in Nigeria, but choose another place in the world, where would that be?
Oh, that's hard. I've never really thought of it like leaving Nigeria to go and live somewhere because
Let's say
I want to stay home.
Yeah, I know, I got that part, but what's so dear? What's the next dearest to you, or most attractive to you? I would say.
Well, I would probably say Indonesia because
Indonesia,
how religious they are.
Ah.
Because of how religious they are, I'll probably say Indonesia. But in terms of like having fun and doing things because of the culture, I would probably say Portugal. Football culture. I'll probably say Portugal.
Very nice.
Yes.
There you go. You get to know people like that. Indonesia and Portugal, and because of the adjectives that you used, gives a lot of hints about your personality as well. Okay. Lastly, I want 3 recommendations from you to your audience, and mostly our audience are students. But we also have older people watching us, actually listening to us from 22 different countries. So we don't have Nigeria on board. So why don't you sort of hook them up to our podcast? They can watch us on Spotify whenever this is aired, and we will be advertising it on Instagram and LinkedIn. So 3 advices from Nuhu to your fellow students, to the entire world.
Well, an advice about education is study well, but make sure to have fun. Because if you stay solely studying and not have fun, then the future will be not so fun for you because you'll try to experience it when you don't have the time and energy to. So try and have fun.
That's number 1. Study and have fun.
Yes. Another advice is...
2 more.
Yeah, try and visit as much places as you can. Try and live life.
Okay.
Another thing is don't take life too hard.
Okay.
Don't take life too hard.
So we have 3 recommendations for you from Nigeria, Africa, from Nuhu, my buddy. So, in and out with Professor Yalman with this nice episode. I hope we can reach out to Nigeria with this episode and get them on board to our viewership and listenership. And thank you, Nuhu, for being here and being in Turkey and adding more to our culture in TED University with your smiling face and enthusiastic approach. And thank you for not saying no and saying yes and coming to our studios at Radio TED University Ankara Studios. In and Out with Professor Yalman was with you with Nigeria this time. Nuhu, thank you very much. And we'll
thank
be
you for having me.
Soon we'll be here with another wonderful guest as usual. And as we always say, don't make things become your expectations. Just live them.
Thank you.